All right. Hello. I'm just gonna clear my glasses real quick, and then we can go and start with the stream. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen because I haven't tested the project. I basically just deleted the old one. I was having some issues with Unreal Engine. It's a buggy engine, obviously. There's a couple issues, and I was trying to get it copied properly. Now it is actually showing up correctly on my Epic Games launcher. Although I'm logged out of it because I don't want my work projects to appear on screen. I cannot legally show that. Big trouble if I somehow accidentally show it. Especially if Unreal Engine crashes, it just takes you back to Unreal or to Epic Games Launcher and then shows you, potentially could show the game projects from work. So I just signed out of it for now. That shouldn't be a problem then, hopefully. But I'm hoping that maybe we can at least get some progress today. Very strong chance that I will probably have to scrap the old version and just start from scratch, like from scratch, from a blank template. And I'm hoping that's not the case. But as I'm working on the like on my work, not like my side projects like this one, I am noticing that some things that work in Unreal Engine 4 don't work in Unreal Engine 5. And I'm wondering if there is a good chance that some of the stuff that some of the code I use in the Unreal Engine 4 version of this project won't carry over or is different. And that's my best guess. So if I remember correctly, first off, I don't like this layout. I want to get this. I don't want it to be like how I had it before. What I want to do is this, basically. Oh, hold on. Oh, God. Let me see if I can get this lined up exactly how I want it. Details. Come over here. Levels, you can go up here. This will probably be my Unreal Engine 5 setup. I got it set it up exactly how I like it. That's kind of rough. Can I do like this actually? Hold on. Oh, that actually works. Oh shit. That's not correct. I want details on this side. There we go. Now we got plenty of room for the display for the editor. And I can see all of the relevant tabs here. The only problem is that outliner and details are going to be fighting for room sometimes. There, I can see all the relevant panels. Okay. Still getting used to the engine. It's fun exploring this and actually getting to work in it. Okay. So the big problem that I discovered last time, 2 days ago, was that our HUD isn't going to work properly. Unfortunately. And the issue is, I believe it is the variable binding. Oh shit, all this stuff is now back in the spot it was in. That's fine. I'll probably do this off stream, try to organize everything. So interactive object, here it is. So where's the player HUD? The main HUD. That's the inventory HUD. That is, what is this? Oh, PC player controller? Yeah, that should be the player controller. Okay. Got it. So we can close that. Well, that's already displaying the HUD. Yeah. Okay, so the player controller is good. I don't think we need to mess with that. This is the problem. I can't find anything. Where's the actual HUD? These are the widget elements that we're adding to the HUD. Component. No. Why is it in here? HUD. Okay. It might be better to do this now, actually. Okay. So we've got... Let's put our HUD in this folder. So all of our widget elements and the main HUD itself will go in here. Okay. So these three are going in HUD. Okay. None of these are HUD elements, correct? Nope. This is a component that can go in components. Okay. HUD, widget. Okay. So those are going in HUD. We'll leave the folder because it's probably not going to want to delete it. It freaks out when you try to delete folders and stuff like that. So this is all items stuff. This is... We'll just call it items for now. Because I'm actually going to take that... See, the thing, when you rename that, it just doesn't like that. I think I have to go in the actual files to delete it. Or maybe not. I'll do it off stream or later. It's fine. Okay. Because I'm probably gonna redo this blueprint, the item blueprint, because I want to separate interactive items that you can kind of basically like doors, cabinets, a refrigerator, oven, stuff that you can turn on and off. That I want that separate from like items that you could pick up. So like food items, item like a cup or a plate or trash or whatever. I kind of want to separate those because they don't need to have the same properties as each other. Because all you're doing with interactive objects is just flipping a switch. Essentially, you're putting it in one state or the other. Whereas with an item such as like a cup, I want the cup to have X number of properties. I want the cup to be able. I want the player to be able to pick it up physically and move around with it, and it's in their hand. And then if it's a consumable item or if it's an item that can go in your inventory, that goes either in your stomach, obviously if you eat it, consume or whatever, or in your inventory. So I want to separate the items entirely into interactive items and non-interactive. Well, they're interactive, but I'll find a better way to name it all. So I'm gonna make another folder real quick. Inventory. I'm just gonna put the 2 inventory widgets in here. Move here. And then this is just the general HUD / health bar, food, hunger, all that stuff. Okay. So the problem wasn't here. See? Real quick, compile on success only. I gotta set that for the project. If I go to the actual elements themselves, player health, there's supposed to be a widget there, obviously, but it's not visible. Just double check the stream's looking good. Just had a storm a bit ago, so I'm just trying to be cautious in case if the winds shift again and all of a sudden a thunderstorm's hitting my way. And the internet might be a little spotty. Who knows? So here's our binding. Where is the binding actually? Player health. Hello? Some of these are like... Okay, so this is... It's rendered opacity. Yeah, that's why. Okay. But I'm trying to find the value for it. Like percentage, basically. Where did that go? If I compile it, see what happens. Huh. So it compiled. Unlike last time. I'm just confused as to why I can't find... It's called percentage, I think. Yeah, it's just not there. If I go to my player character, you can see the variables in here. Correct? Oh no, those are on the components themselves. Right. So player health, yeah, here it is. Yeah, let's compile the player. See, the thing is, it's not displaying the health or anything correctly. I hate that I have to hit Shift X escape now. It's one of my least favorite changes to this engine. Am I just blind or something? I mean, I'm wearing my glasses, but I'm pretty sure I was able to see like the percentage in the binding. Or was I looking at the actual... Oh. I might be looking in the wrong spot. I might have been looking here. Yes, here it is. See, player health. That's not compiling. Because the binding can't accept this variable for some reason. And it doesn't show up in here. Some change occurred in this update to the engine, and it just doesn't like this type of binding. It wants you to use an actual binding. See, the thing is, I've never been able to successfully get this kind of binding to work. Can I not rename it? Oh, here it is. A player health function. Hopefully that won't freak out. So now it's compiled. But like... I just don't understand. It's almost as if like I need to restart the whole HUD itself. But the problem is that the way it's set up now with the binding, it's just set to 0. So health is going to be 0. If I put 0.5 into this, what's that going to do on the actual health bar? Okay, 0.5. So if I plug this in, actually, which technically... Oh, then I guess it's as simple as that. Yeah, see? If I set this to 0.5 or 0.75 health component. Okay, it's not as hard as I thought it was. Yeah, okay, cool. So they did away with variable binding, and now you just got to do regular binding, like key bindings basically. But I can still use the variables I had in place. So if I open up my other widgets, well, this one, I think that one also need to be updated as well. Hunger, thirst, fullness. So all of these need an actual binding. Create binding. Let's just create them all first. Create. There we go. Compile. So now they're all compiled and happy. Let's get these renamed. Player fullness. And then we're just going to take the variable, obviously. Now the real question is this going to properly update? We'll find out. I think it will. Oh, that's okay. Not sure why. Okay. It's okay. Sorry, I'm just getting used to it. Like double clicking it, not if you don't click it, double click it fast enough, it's not gonna do what you think it's gonna do. I was trying to get it to let me change the name, but it just removes the details if you're not fast enough. Player thirst function. Okay, it just for some reason it had a space here because I put it in as a space, so that's fine. Okay, so that's all compiled and happy. Let's do the dialog widget real quick. The text. Now it needs an actual, maybe not. Oh, okay, so floats can't be used anymore as a variable binding, a property binding. It needs an actual binding if it's a float, but not a text variable. So I wonder what else is acceptable. Probably not a boolean, but we'll see. Int name string. We know text is vector rotator and transform. Which of these is acceptable? Well, okay. So it looks like only int, string, and text is acceptable now as a property binding. Huh. That's really strange. I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just text, string, and name, and that's it. No. It doesn't like booleans. It doesn't like floats. It doesn't like names, vectors, rotators, and transforms. It just likes text, int, and string. Which is fine, I guess. So then in that case, I might as well just create a key binding instead of using the property binding. And just do the same thing here. Dialog text function. And then just use the dialog text variable that's there. And let's just verify that this all actually works. Cool, it does. Oh, we even had our health decreasing. Okay. I think I even had did I actually ever figure that out? I think I did. Yes, I did. So I was able to figure out how to get the bars, all the different health and bar and whatever, all those bars on screen. by using the retriggerable delay, we were able to get it to properly refresh the amount of time it stays on screen, essentially. Okay, and then I remember there was another issue, but this was before the 5.0 update, before we brought it to Unreal Engine 5. I gotta look at the player character because I've got a bunch of bindings here. Let's move this to I guess this is different. Where's the HUD? No, not the HUD, that. Okay. So in blueprints themselves, I'd like it to be like this, essentially. Yeah, compiler can stay there. Compiler results. Yeah, this looks good. I like this. Okay. So we're not gonna mess with the inventory for now. Update player health. 1 and 2, okay. Okay. I remember there was an actual problem I needed to fix with this. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I think it had to do with this. Hud Toggle Opacity. Yeah. And I might have noticed it, or realized it just now that we were actually already seeing that. So what's the key binding for that? 3. Okay. So right now our HUD is obviously about to go away. So if I press 1, that is increasing the health. If I press 2, it decreases the... Well, that's not health. Yeah, that's health, basically. Okay. Trying to remember what was the problem with this. I thought I noticed it, but I guess I didn't. Okay. Seems to me that thirst decreases very fast. See there? How I consumed that food item there? Oh. Yeah, see, okay. Hold on, I'm gonna wait a little bit and see what happens. Nothing? Okay. I think I tried to trigger it right as it was disappearing. Okay. Okay, I noticed one issue and I know how to fix it. So, oh no, that should have, this is already covering that, actually. We don't really need the actual widgets out anymore. There's an issue here, and I'm trying to remember what it is. So this handles the HUD. Oh, the inventory creation. Yeah, okay. So we can ignore the inventory creation for now. So this is taking all of our health values from the player component, the player health, hunger, thirst component, or sorry, hunger, thirst, fullness component, and it's setting them here. It's setting them in the widget. Sorry. And then toggle HUD. So on the player end, I guess that would be in the item actually. So yeah, it would toggle the HUD true, and then it's checking to see if it's invisible or if it is visible. Yeah, rendering opacity if it's greater than 0. So basically, if it's 0 or if it's more than 0, even if it's like already becoming invisible, like it's being set to be invisible, it'll still be set as true. So it'll health 5 seconds. Oh, I see. Wait. Okay, now I've confused myself. I want to see where this is being called. Find a reference to this. Okay. So this is just when the HUD is constructed. So outside of this HUD blueprint, where is this being called? The item, I'm guessing, consumable. Yeah, there it is. So when I interact with the item, oh, this is complicated. It just got more complicated. Okay, so the item is trying to make a change to the player hunger, thirst, fullness. So first it goes to the component in the player, and then it's all updated. And then from there, it goes to the player controller, gets the HUD reference, and then gets to the HUD, then it goes here. Okay. So it's also setting the variables in the widget itself. So this down here, which you can't see, but that'll become visible. It's setting those variables, basically. How is this 10? That should be 0 or 1, but I need to be 0 for now. Okay. Then it's checking to see if you're toggling it to true or toggling the HUD. Then if it's true, check to see if it is already visible or if it's becoming invisible, but it isn't fully invisible just yet. If it is true, if it is visible, then you wait for the 5-second delay. That doesn't seem right. I don't think there's a delay there, though. I'm gonna wait here a sec. So clearly there isn't a delay, right? It's just instant. Yeah, it's instant. I think there's a misunderstanding with what I'm looking at here. This should be like nothing, really. But set to 5. Can I debug this? Is it gonna let me? I hope it does. Uh-oh. Where's my player? First person character. Am I missing a whole tab? Oh, I am. There it is. I need to check. And oh, okay, there we go. So we're good. I just need to see if I can debug this. I can. Okay. So possess and continue. Okay. Why is this still visible? For some reason, that is still visible. Okay. Is that still debugging the player? I don't think. It might. I remember it in Unreal Engine 4. It's still. It like automatically detected it. Maybe not. Not in this engine. Oh shit. Yeah, it's a bit of an issue here. First person character. Debug the HUD. Okay, you can see it's being updated constantly, which is probably not ideal. I don't know how I set that up or where I set that up. Okay, so it's false. It was invisible. Okay, I see now. So it was invisible to start, obviously. Make invisible? Oh, I misread this. This is make invisible, not make visible. Where is this at? What blueprint is that in? Oh, the player. Right? Oh, right. Can this not support a timeline? Yeah, it can't. I really hate that. Okay, so that makes sense. So the player is the one that is actually setting the timeline to change the opacity from 0 to 1, or from 1 to 0, because the HUD cannot support a timeline. This is the okay, I see. So it's this one right here. So I misread that entirely. Where is it at? So this is make invisible. False. So this is making it visible. So if it's true, it's already visible. Basically, I'm just refreshing the delay here every time I update it, and it's already visible. It's refreshing this true retrievable delay, and then it's making it invisible through that timeline on the player. Okay. I do recall there being an issue. Something to do with both, I think both parts of the HUD working at the same time. So we can get rid of that and that. That's my interaction line trace. Okay. Well, I haven't noticed an actual bug just yet. This, though, this is a bit concerning. This is constantly toggling. It's like I think it's on a timer. Is that what's going on? Oh, yeah, that would be on the widget itself, wouldn't it? I think that's how it's being constantly updated. I think each of them are doing that. Or maybe not on tick. Is it the HUD itself? Is it the component? Begin play. Yeah, there's a timer here. Ah. Yeah, these are looping. If I stop looping that, what's that gonna look like? I wanted to... Hold on. Got the HUD out here. So this right here is what we were seeing toggle over and over again every second. I want to make sure that's not doing that anymore, but at the same time I want to make sure that everything remains visible. Hold on, I gotta find the player. Okay, debug this HUD. Okay, but if I toggle and press 3. Oh, that's what those are doing. Okay. So these timers are kind of important. They're actually decreasing the amount of health, hunger, thirst, and fullness over time. I just now realized that. Player hunger decay. Yeah, it's the decay function. Okay. Is it important to update this as well? I think that might be a possibility to just not have that. Is this the decay? Yeah. Is there a reason why this one looks different? Player hunger decay. Player hunger is less than or equal to 0. Set it to 0. And... oh, we're setting the... got it. Okay. That's why it looks different. I'm kind of glad that the music video, this that I'm playing right now, or this, hasn't had a single ad so far, which is good. So this one will be going in the playlist of music for the stream, unlike the one from 2 days ago, Wednesday. Okay, so then we can do the same thing. Debug this. I guess I don't have to select the player because there's only one HUD in the level, so I just choose the one. Okay, so it's not. So theoretically, it should have been lowered by now. Uh-oh. Did I actually re-enable that? No. Okay. Okay. So I think what I can do is just make a separate function. Set player hunger, thirst, fullness, and basically just do this. And when I'm pressing the 3 button, wouldn't I want that to be true though? On the player, what does that look like actually? Oh, okay, this is actually only just toggling it. By controller HUD widget, we're toggling that specific widget. But if I do it through the component instead, I can basically just take this toggle HUD. Well, instead of calling it set, we're going to call it toggle. And in the player, instead of this, we get our component, toggle this function. So now it's no longer running on a loop. And if this shows the correct health, then that'd be great. Okay, obviously it's not updating right now. Okay. I see. Got it. So going back to the component itself. So instead what we're going to do is this is setting it all, correct? Yeah, it's setting it. Ooh. Had a little weird like audio bug there. That was scary. I got a lot of those when I had the old 3060 that I tried to get to work on my computer or with my computer. And usually when I got that audio like glitch, that's when the stream crashed, or the engine or the computer with black or with blue screen or whatever. Okay, so we're gonna take this, and since we're updating the hunger thirst, so we can get hunger thirst fullness widget is visible. If it is visible, update it. If it's not visible, don't update it. And then when we set it, when we actually toggle the widget to be visible through the player component for the player, then it'll do the same thing as we're doing here, basically. Okay. So, well, again, do we want all 3 of them to do this? Realistically, we just need the one to do it, right? Right, okay, so, hold on. Oh, hold on. Nope, let's not do that. Let's just leave it how it was originally. But not connected. Okay. We'll just put it in here. Oh. It was already here. That's what this did. Okay. So rendering opacity, if it's greater than 0, then update it. Not that. I just want to make sure that this isn't setting constantly when it's invisible, because you could just set it you can set those variables when you want to actually toggle the visibility of those variables. So now it's visible, it's setting the variable. See, so it stops because it's no longer visible. If I toggle and press 3, it sets the values, and now it's setting those variables as they're being updated. So that is a much cleaner way of doing that. Now I don't have to have that running on a loop constantly. That's great. That's awesome. Okay, that's just like a minor, possibly a minor boost to performance, but especially if your game gets really big, doing stuff like that, like trying to make your code more efficient in multiple places throughout your game can actually help a lot. And the bigger your game gets, the more you're going to want to do that. So now this is no longer, these variables are no longer being set all the time. Just when the HUD, the widgets themselves are visible. That's great. I like that a lot. That's a good change there. Now, we don't really need to do that again because the player health HUD, which I said it before, but it's not actual HUD or health, but we're just going to call it health for now. That doesn't change over time, so that doesn't need to be toggled or be set over and over again. It just needs to be set the one time. And it looks like we're doing that right here. Cool. So that's great. It seems like everything's working then. I remember there was a bug, and I don't remember if I wrote it down somewhere. Let me check. I do have an Asana board for this project that I've been maintaining since like 2019. I don't remember if maybe I put a bug report for this bug that I'm thinking of in here somewhere. January 2022. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I stopped working on this Asana board entirely. Like the second week I started it for the remake of this project, or the recreation of this project. No, it doesn't look like I made a bug report for it. So I can actually see like the times I was actually active on this project. Here, I'll show. Well, actually, let me make sure it's not showing anything personal. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So here's the Asana board for Project TellTale. Started all the way back in June, well, late June, July 2019. And I started with the very beginning of the project, the game loop, the initial pitch, the description, you know, details about the story. I actually did a storyboard. I have it somewhere. Narrative synopsis, and just doing research into the type of game I was doing. And then eventually I got past pre-production, refining my pitch and my loop over and over again, playing around with level creation and stuff like that. I remember I rewrote the story multiple times, and even now, I don't think I'm gonna keep the story that I had from back then. And then I started working on like chapters for the story. Like the intro will have this will happen in the intro, and then this will happen in the first chapter, second chapter, and then how long the game would be. Started working on like a longer, detailed, almost like a multiple page document for the whole story. Cutscenes, cutscene breakdown, story plan. I just kept iterating and iterating on that story. And then eventually got to like, so this is like the player health that I was talking about, condition, which is not health. It is more or less tied to mental health because of the nature of the game. And then eventually I actually got really deep into the engine stuff, like level design, actually making mechanics, and then making sure they all work for the game. And then I took a bit of a break right at the start of the pandemic. Well, this was kind of early into the pandemic because this is when I got hired at my current indie studio. And then I restarted in January 2022. And I didn't really do much after the first week. Well, I didn't do much in here itself, the Asana board. I just completely forgot. But I'm going to try to make it a priority from now on to actually edit that and keep up with that Asana board. Okay, so we've got our HUD working temporarily. It's obviously not complete, and this won't be the final version of it, but it's working for now. This was our mysterious cube. So that's our oh yeah, I see it now. See the bug? I'm still interacting with the cube right now. Okay, let's see what happens there. That is interesting. Our HUD. So let's get rid of this. So let's see where that is. I think it's this right here. And then HUD opacity. So it's toggling it here. Okay. Okay, and then there's the delay on the left here, and it triggers and it turns off the HUD. So if I go up to the cube, yep, it's setting the text, toggling the HUD to make it visible. Okay. Oh, you know what? No, that's working as intended. I wanted to not allow the player to spam. So you can't spam that over and over again. Yeah, there's a cooldown on that. Got it. Okay. No, then that's fine. That's totally okay. Then there's no problem there. I think more or less I'm done with the HUD. Like the main HUD. What else can I look at? Well, obviously I have the inventory, but the inventory I didn't really make myself. I just followed a tutorial. So we have the inventory here, but this is not going to be final. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to have a visible inventory in the game. I think I'm just going to have the player go around looking for items, picking them up, and if they go to an objective and they don't have a required item, it just tells them, hey, you need to go find this item because you don't have it, or else you can't progress. So no visible inventory. This won't be in the final game. But you'll still be able to pick up items. You'll be able to pick them up, put them in your inventory, or pick them up and consume them. So we could probably avoid doing that for now. Then let's go ahead and redo the item blueprint. Well, we're gonna have to make two different ones. Items. Oh, these are still in the inventory folder. Let's put them in items. Okay. Is it gonna freak out? Yes, it's gonna freak out. Okay, let's leave it alone. Okay, so let's make 2 different blueprints then. So hold on, let's look at our item structure. So this is great. This is perfect for like the items that you can pick up and consume and put up in your inventory. But it's not necessary for like a cabinet door that you can open and close, or a light switch or stuff. You don't need it for that. That's not necessary. So we'll keep that obviously. And this is the interface that we're using. So we can reuse this actually for both blueprints, item and object. We can just reuse it. So basically what I want is so that's the item parent. Let's rename you to old item parent. Compile and save. So new blueprint actor. We're gonna call this BP underscore item parent. Hopefully lets me. It will not, because there's still a reference. Parent new. Well. What's up?
And when you put something hot in it, it turns white and says, but $20 is $20.
Jesus Christ. That's funny. Okay. We're gonna call it new item parent. I'll just rename it later. Real quick, I'm gonna check Discord because I have a message I wanna check up on, but it's possibly work related. It is. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're good. In fact, I should probably just close Discord. Don't need it. Yes, that was work related. Why is the player... Okay. Player wasn't compiled for some reason. So we got a new item parent and an old one. We're not going to delete the old one just yet. We'll delete it. I'll probably delete it off stream. New blueprint. We're going to call it BP underscore object parent. So item parent will be for items that you can consume, you can pick up and hold, or you can pick up and put in your inventory. Object parent will be for cabinet doors, regular doors, refrigerator door, oven door, light switches, stuff that you're going to move, or that's going to change from one state to another essentially. And it's stuff that will stay in the world. It's not going to go anywhere, but it'll probably move, but it won't like be removed from the world. It'll just be there in one or another state. Object parent. So this one, real quick. Oh, it's not simulation. We need an interface. Item interface. Save. In fact, I'm gonna start with the item blueprint first, because I have an example already. It's right here. The setup for it. So old item parent had. Yeah, we'll need a player ref. Yeah, this makes sense right here. So the new item parent will have a player ref as well, because it needs to be able to tell when the player is interacting with it. Create a variable. Okay. On construction. Yeah, this will be important. Because that's the structure. Which, yeah, we're going to be saving that structure too. I totally forgot. So the point of that structure is, and I mentioned this last time, Because I'm gonna have an inventory and we're gonna be storing these items in the player inventory, even though we won't physically have an inventory, like a viewable inventory, I still need to be able to store a certain amount of information. And because this is a parent blueprint, it's not like an individual blueprint or a template for each type of item. This is gonna have the bare bones information for this item, and we need to store that information somehow. So that's what the structure is for. The structure has a whole list of variables that are supposed to keep track of the specific information that we want to store. So information like the item name, item description, the item class, which I think we might still use, who knows, because right now, old item parent, the static mesh. So the static mesh is basically the appearance of the item, like the shape, if it's a cube, if it's a person shaped object, or a key or whatever. We got to store that information as well. The material, which is what the outside of it looks like, the pattern, the color, all that, the texture as well. Oh, that's the thumbnail. Yeah. So we're just saving the material. And then the thumbnail image, which right now we probably won't have any because I don't have actual images of some of these objects we'll have in the game, but eventually we will. So we want to store that in our structure. And whenever we pick up this item, well, this old one, it'll be the new one. Whenever the player picks it up and puts it in their inventory, it is stored in the inventory, which is right here. And it's storing, let me extend this. It's storing pickup item, which we're going to change to just the item parent. And it's storing the item structure, which has all the information. So we are saving a reference to an item with the information that makes it look like a key and gives it a key name and description, all that basically. That's really important. And goddamn, I keep hitting simulation. Putting it in the construction script actually allows you to see the visible change to the actual item from the moment you put it in the world. So if I put a new item in the world, right now it's blank because it has nothing on it. In fact, I probably need to put, I need to put a static mesh. Static mesh, compile. Oh, it thinks it's a component. Hold on. Yes. Come on. I'm trying to click it so that it can change the name. There we go. Compiled. And static mesh. Yeah, okay. So that was just supposed to be this. So right now I have the item in the world, but it has no mesh because obviously I didn't set one. But if I go in the actual item itself and find, well, I would need to set this to public actually. Is it public? It is not. Say I want to set up a Rubik's Cube. I don't have a Rubik's Cube material though, but we can at least set it up, kind of. So item structure right here. Rubik's Cube. Let's call it, this is the description. A puzzle. Well, we don't need to capitalize everyone. Puzzle in a cube. Item class obviously will be right because we haven't changed that yet. That's fine for now. So really, item class would just be default item parent, but for now I'll just leave it as is. Static mesh cube, obviously, and then material. I don't really have any materials. Also, that is fucking massive. Here we go. There. That's close, right? Right? Not really. But here's our makeshift Rubik's Cube. Well, I have that rainbow material, actually. That would work better. I think that's a default Unreal Engine material. Oh, it's not in here. It looks like that was default in Unreal Engine 4, not Unreal Engine 5. Okay, that's fine. So there, that's our Rubik's Cube. And just for now, because I don't want it to break, we're going to set it to be a pickup item. Well, we don't, you know what, in fact, just to make it easy, well, we can close the interface. Make it easy, open the structure, and just remove that for now. Actually, will that be a problem? No, I think we'll be fine. Save and compile everything. I don't know why everything's trying to compile at the same time. Oh, right. I guess there's an item reference, or a reference to that structure in all these blueprints, pretty much. Okay, so now, what is the key binding to drop? Drop inventory item, F. Obviously, oh, right, I can't even pick it up because I don't have code to destroy it and pick it up. That makes sense. Okay. I'm trying to think. Now I'm having second thoughts on how I'm setting this up, the items and objects. I'm gonna write this down on paper, actually. So I've got a couple different things in mind. So I've got objects. I've got consumable items. So objects are like doors, switches, etc. Consumable items, which is food and drink. Food and drink. Non-consumable items. Which are like cups and plates, basically, stuff like that. Then there are inventory items. So these are special items that you'll probably need for your quest or quests. And then there are special objects, kind of like an object that you can interact with and it triggers dialogue, or it triggers an event that is now active in the background or something. So those are not just plain objects. I think I would lump those in with the objects, but so I know for a fact for consumables and for inventory item, we need to Okay. So for the inventory items, we are going to use this structure. That's what we're going to do. Because consumable item doesn't need this structure. It really, all it needs is nothing. It just needs its own code. It doesn't even need a structure. So this structure is just for inventory. So the item parent will not have this structure. The consumable item child from the item parent will. This is all like things I need to like write down and actually think about and do it on paper or like on a Google Doc or a Google spreadsheet. So right now, this is unnecessary. I think. Instead of the item structure on the parent, we're just gonna have these as variables separate from the structure itself. Because the purpose of the structure is to save, and that is it. To save to the player, and then save to the game instance. So this is item mesh. So this is separate from the actual structure itself. And then item material. And it is also separate from the mesh as well. So now our cube is gone, obviously. And then just for future proofing, probably, we want to set the scale. Set scale. Set world scale. And promote. Well, no, actually, you can handle that in editor easily. We just need to set the material. I mean, realistically, yeah, okay. So I do want this. I want to keep these because in order to edit these in editor for the potentially dozens or maybe even hundreds of items in the level, I have to click on each individual one and scroll down and find the static mesh, click on it, and then find that actual setting in here. So here's the static mesh, and where's the material? Well, the material would show up after I make a static mesh or add a static mesh. So that's fine. We want to keep that. But I don't need to set the scale here or the rotation or anything, because that's actually easier to do in Engine. I can literally set the rotation or in the editor. There's the rotation, there's the location, the scale. There's the scale. Now it's bigger. Obviously you can't see it, but so let's make these public. So those are now public. So this item where are the public variables? Oh, I didn't compile it. There they are. Item mesh. So cube. And our Rubik's Cube material. And there we go. And then if I wanted to scale this down, I could scale it down if I want to. I can make it 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. There we go. We have a more accurate Rubik's Cube shaped item. And there we go. Okay. I don't think we would need to set anything else here. I think we're good there. I'll look at this more in detail on Saturday. I want to take some time off stream to finalize the item and the object blueprint, and then how many, where each of the different types of items / objects would fit best in the blueprint. Like, which blueprint is better. Okay. So this is what we're doing in the old one. We're basically taking this event, which if this is the event that triggers when the object is interacted with by the little line that we are casting from the player. Event interaction or event interact. No, that's not it. Event item interact. Why is it not showing up? I thought I set the interface. Item interface. Compile. There it is. Okay, so this is an empty function basically. That explains why for the old one I had all these different ones. So I had the light switch, I had, well actually I think the light switch was separate. So I had consumables, interactive, lamp. No, not a lamp. You get it. So yeah, that works. So this is basically just going to be a blank function. Item interaction function. And we're going to just copy this. Don't forget to override this function in the child blueprint. Okay. Now that's all set up. Actually, make sure that prints out. So if I interact with our new makeshift Rubik's Cube, it is not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It should be printing this out. Is it even properly? Yeah, it might be the line is not properly colliding with it. I want this over here. It's just kind of bizarre that it's separate from the left side panel. So collision. The new one. Collision. Yeah, it should be pretty much the same. Collision enabled, query and physics, world dynamic. Well, custom, and then we'll keep it like that. Oh, right. Item tag. That makes sense. The actual item blueprint itself needs an item tag. So we're going to go in here and find tag, add a tag, set it as item. And now that line trace should be correctly colliding with the cube. Yep. Don't forget to override this function. All right. So now when we have our different types of items, oh shit, Halo Infinite roadmap finally revealed. Oh my God. Finally. So now when we have different versions or children blueprints of this parent, each of them can do something different, basically, and that's what this function is for. And then when I make the child, I basically just override this function. It basically just removes this whole part that is this whole print statement, and just set it to do whatever it wants. For now, the easiest one I can do, the simplest one, just to avoid confusion. Items. New parent, item parent. Excuse me. Go in items. Wait. Oh no, I put it in here, didn't I? Yeah, there it is. I need to rename this. Items and oh shit. Items and objects. Following could not be renamed. Why did it? It created an... Wait, what? What just happened? Oh, it's leaving behind the old folder. I don't want this here. I don't like why it can't just like update the files and get rid of those folders. So now all of our stuff's in here. And now I need to make an item folder. I need to delete this, right? Yeah, that inventory folder needs to go. There's still references in there. That's why I can't delete it. I need to actually delete them physically. New parent. Item parent. So that's going in items. So from here, we're going to make a child. And this will be BP underscore light. Well, not light switch. Fuck. Item. Consumable items. Very simple. So we're going to open this up. And in fact, I'm going to open the old consumable up as well. Basically just copy it over. I want to rename that consumable item. Okay, I just gotta be careful because they're both named the same thing. Okay, get rid of these two. Make sure begin play is actually properly triggering there. Okay, these actually have variables, so I want to carry these over. So consumable items can affect all 4 of these specific stats on the player. Ah, shit. Damn it. Just gonna make them into variables. And these should be open. Come on. We don't need to save this. And what's the override function doing? So this is the override function. We can just literally copy it. So this is updating it on the hunger thirst component, which is on the player, and then from there I would update the actual HUD and the widget. So we're gonna override that function, item interaction function, delete what the parent is doing so we don't get that print statement. Oops. And there we go. So say this item that we just created, this new one. In fact, I'm gonna not delete. This is I'm gonna make a new table. Makeshift table. So this is our makeshift Rubik's Cube. This is our new item. We're gonna call this our bandage, basically. It's not really a bandage, but Actually, now that I think about it, well, there is an actual health. Remember that. This is an actual health. It's not like you're bleeding or anything. This is mental health, essentially. And there could be a variety of things that can affect it. So I'm trying to think, do I want to separate items? No, I think it'll just be the one consumable item blueprint for now. And then eventually I'll probably make children of this specific blueprint and probably set up food and then drink and then have a massive array of different food and drink items, and then like the settings for how much they affect your hunger, your thirst, your fullness, all that. So that'll be a bit further down the line. I do have some food and drink asset packs I can use. I just don't have them implemented right now. So when I do that, I can start working on that. So for now, this should work. And then destroy. So let's just call this food item, just a blank food item, basically. If I were to have like actual player health where you can heal and stuff with like bandages and medkits and stuff like that, then you would probably want to separate one of these. That's not, no, one of these is food item, food or drink, or probably just one called consumable item. And then underneath that, there would be a food one, a drink one, and a health item, all separate, but they're children of this consumable blueprint. Oh, okay. Kind of wish I had one of those food asset packs in right now. So obviously, I need to change some of these variables. So mesh, what do we have? Probably not much. Oh, here we go. We have a giant macaroni. Let's actually not set it that high or that big. There we go. Well, we can make it a bit bigger. This is now a croissant. Now we have a croissant. And it increases your health, not your health. Your hunger change is now, well, this will technically decrease it. But it takes away, wait, did I actually set that up that way? Hunger, thirst. No, yeah, the widget. Shit. Is this right? No. Oh, yeah, in here. No. It's where we're updating it. Hold on. Why can't I think of where that is? Oh, in the component, right. So I need to open up the component. Health component. This one. Update it. So we're taking what is being inputted in, adding it to the player hunger. Okay. So if the player hunger is low, obviously they're starving. Got it. So if it's negative, if it actually makes you hungrier, it'll take player hunger plus the negative food value, which is, say, whatever, minus 10. So it'll actually make you hungrier, essentially, or thirsty or whatever. Okay, so yeah, I did implement it how I thought I did. Just want to double check. Okay. Yeah, so here's our croissant. Fake croissant, obviously. It's going to add 15, maybe not that much, 10 to our food. Croissants are kind of moist, so let's add 5 thirst, or 5 hydration, basically. Fullness, it's bread, so it'll make you somewhat full. 15. Increase your health, your condition, mental health condition by a little bit, not too much. And then the material, let's make it yellowish. There should be a yellowish one in here. I mean, if that were a croissant, I would stay far away from that. I think it's a door material, yeah. Lamp. That looks slightly more appetizing. There we go. Golden croissant. It's a donut. There we go. That's a donut. Speaking of which, I actually will need to add a name. Because if I go over to this croissant and try to pick it up, it'd be important if the player knew what it was. So on screen it'll display eat croissant, basically, or eat donut or whatever. I might put that on here on the item parent. Because these are all items you can pick up, put in your inventory, consume. So you'd want to be able to see what they're called. Yeah. Item name. And this will be text. That's fine. Open variable. Item name. Well, we don't need to set it visibly like that in the construction script, so we're fine. Okay, so theoretically this donut should now, well, this half donut should now be consumable. There we go. It actually added a lot more than I thought it would. Let me wait to see what happens if I let this keep going till it's lower. The food and the hunger and the thirst. So it's significantly lower now. It's set it to 1, basically. That is interesting. Why did that set that to the max? Oh, hold on. That's why. I forgot that it's percentage based. So this has to be 0.05. This has to be 0.1. This has to be 0.05. This has to be 0.15. That's why. Percentage based. Makes sense. Basically, I was just maximizing it every time. Now, if I eat it... See, I don't like that. Ah! That's weird. I don't know what happened there. I need to find a way to replicate that as easily. That's a bit of a problem. Yeah, it increased all of it. Why am I not putting my player over there? What is this? Why? Oh, I can just get rid of that. There, now I'm in front of my donut. Okay, I'm gonna let it drop a bit more. Yeah, it worked. Cool. Oh, I guess from this side it does look kind of like a Rubik's Cube. The material's not complete, it looks like. Okay. Cool. I think I'm going to end it here and continue on Sunday as planned, because hopefully we won't have another thunderstorm. And I want to kind of start working on the production plan for this off stream, and on stream on Sunday. I think what I'll do is continue refining the item class, like the item, and then maybe start the object class, the item parent, and start working on like making a door, making cabinet doors, which I've done multiple times before. Shouldn't be a problem. But I might do it a different way, because I remember the last time I made them, it was a little inefficient. I want to make it more efficient. The problem is probably going to be the door, like the actual door, the one that swings open and closed to, you know, separate rooms. Because believe it or not, making a door in video games is very difficult, and I spent quite a while making one once. It was very hard. All right, that's gonna be it for the stream. So if you want to watch more of this live stream, or the live streaming of this project, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can join me on Sunday for more Unreal 5 development. And I'll be continuing this project that day. Otherwise, you can come tomorrow, Saturday, and watch me finish Metro Last Light live. And the times are there on screen, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, as usual. And then also, don't forget to leave a like and a comment. That helps a lot. It helps boost the performance. Do I need to say anything else? No, I should be on track to start Metro Exodus on Tuesday, which I'm kind of excited for. I've been wanting to play that for a while. All right. Thank you so much.